You never want to see this card getting flipped against you. Never. So Heatwave is a normal spell card that reads, at the start of your main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until your next draw phase. Straightforward and easy to understand, right? Well, its applications are rather tricky since it affects both players and you have to use this card at the start of your main phase 1, so there are barely any workarounds. This card is of course a lingering effect, so once it successfully resolves, it cannot get unresolved and obviously cannot get negated, meaning that unless you get hand-trapped by something very obscure like Cyframe Delta or Herald of Green Light, you're good to go. There are still a few interesting things to note about this card, however. For starters, this card prevents both players from normal or special summoning monsters, but it says absolutely nothing about preventing monsters from being set. So in other words, if you're playing this card in Subterror, you can still do every play that you wanted to do anyways, such as set your Guru and then flip it face up with Hidden City, get your search, set a bunch of back row, and on your opponent's next turn, on your opponent's first turn, he can't do anything. Furthermore, it only prevents effect monsters from being normal or specialed. So in other words, if you're playing a bunch of vanilla monsters in a deck like, I don't know, Metal Foes, Blue Eyes, Phantasmal Spiral, pretty much anything else, you can actually summon a bunch of monsters turn 1 to generate board pressure, and then go for the kill next turn. Literally every single meta deck right now relies on normal and special summoning effect monsters, so if they are citing cards like Forbidden Drop and Dark Ruler, it won't really help against this kind of strategy. And there is absolutely nothing forcing you to play this card in a deck that needs to set monsters or needs to play non-effect monsters. As a matter of fact, you can cite this in a going second deck when you know for a fact or that you actually feel that your opponent will make you go first. Let's just say I'm playing Cyber Dragon OTK, and I'm playing against Drytron. I won game 1, my opponent is like, you're playing an OTK deck, I want to make you go first. You can cite in 3 copies of Heatwave, and obviously if you draw one of them, you can use it. Your opponent pretty much has to pass because he can't use any Drytron effect, can't use his ritual spells, can't even normal summon Diviner of the Herald to get access to Herald of Orange Light to get negates, so he just has to pass turn there. You get to draw for turn. You have 5 cards now in hand. Obviously you had maybe a few setup cards with your spells or traps or whatever. You get to go for the kill since you now have a battle phase. And this card is especially good when it's under the radar and people probably don't even respect the card, so I strongly recommend you to keep an eye on this card, whether it would be to play this card to blow out other people, or to avoid getting blown out by this card by other people. That's pretty much all I have to say for this card review. Let me know what you guys think of this card in the comment section below, of course. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.